What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hidden Oaks Homestead. It's Chip and Nicole, and we are back in the barn to hang out.
Yup.
What is that?
All right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hidden Oaks Homestead. It's Chip and Nicole, and we are back hanging out in the barn again.
We're back in the barn with all the animals, and all the cows are lined up behind us.
Yeah, the cows are ready for some hay, but we need to knock out a barn talk. So it's kind of just like when the kids are hungry and we're telling them.
And they just stare at you.
Dinner's ready when we say it's ready. It's kind of what we're going through right now. They want hay, but we are gonna.
Yep.
Yeah, but we're losing hay. We're losing light as we speak. So we're gonna knock out a quick barn talk, let you guys know how we're doing, and then we'll feed the cows some hay.
Yeah, they're good to go. They're just lined up, waiting, because they know it's coming. So we're in a new year. It's January. It's slowly getting back to more daylight hours. So it's 4 o'clock or so. So we still probably have 30 minutes of daylight or so before the end of the day.
Yep.
So we thought we'd check in with you and give you a little update of what we've been up to and the adventures that we've had over the holidays. With the cows, we had some cow incidents. Not really an incident, but some funny stories. And I'll let Chip tell that one because he's the funny one out of the two of us. And we started going back to market as well.
We went to the market on Saturday. We didn't get to go to the local farmers market for a while because Zachary was in football, and all of his games were on Saturdays when the market is happening. So we went to this market. It's pretty new. It started last summer. We went to it a few times when it first opened, and we haven't been able to have the time to get back out there. But we went this past weekend, and we had a great time.
We had a great time. So it's two local ladies that started the market here. There's always been farmers markets in the local area, but they've been closer to Pensacola, and we're about 30 miles away from Pensacola. So these two ladies went out, and they just started it. They just threw it out there. It's like, hey, we're calling this thing the market. This is the parking lot where it's happening. Everybody come and check it out. And so we were there for basically the premiere of it all. The first time we went out there, and I think we had like 25 vendors or so, and the local community came out to support it. And now on a busy day, so we're doing this every Saturday basically here in the local area. They are. We're not doing it. They are. But it's a local community thing, and I think their busiest market day has had over 100 vendors. Yeah. So they have grown a lot since they first started it, and it's just amazing seeing the local community come together, the local businesses coming out, and the big rules there are basically you can sell your farm goods, you can sell your homemade goods, your home-baked goods, anything that you make yourself, you can sell there. Just don't resell anything that you buy online.
It's not a flea market, so no buying stuff on eBay and trying to haggle and flip it at the market. So that's not what it's about. It's about produce, and it's about farm goods and locally made stuff. And it's always, there's so much work that goes into it for us, preparing for it, getting loaded up, getting set up, making sure all of Nicole's stuff is ready to go. But then once you get out there, just once it starts and once it gets rolling, it's just nonstop all day. Talking with people in the community, and it's awesome. And this one was especially awesome for us because we had a few pretty cool things happen at this market.
Yeah, we had a couple of people stop by because we made sure we put it out on our social media to let everybody know, hey, we will be there with our goods. So, if you were planning on coming out anyway, come and see us, come and stop by. And, we sell our tinctures and our salves and stuff out there. And we figured we'll take some puppies and a baby goat along just for entertainment purposes, basically. And we set up out there as a family and had a really good time. But one of the things that was really cool was one of the couples that bought a puppy from us, about 7-8 months ago?
They actually, during the opening of the market, we took some puppies out, some Anatolian Pyrenees, and there was a couple there, and they were on the fence about the puppies. And the guy, he would come and he'd pet the puppies, and he'd ask me some questions, and then he'd go stand in the background like 20 feet away so that he wasn't interrupting what we were doing, and he'd just watch, and then he would come back and ask some more questions. And they ended up buying a puppy from us. Well, because that day that we posted that we were going to be back at the market, he brought his puppy. He named her Caliber.
Yeah.
And she ain't a puppy no more.
No, she's big.
She's still a puppy. She's 9 months old now. And she's 75 pounds, and she was just a sweetheart. And
amazing dog.
They said they have 6 dogs, and they had 6 dogs before, and they said now,
including like itty bitty ones.
Yeah, from all different sizes, all different types of dogs, and they said that hands down that the dog that they got from us is his favorite by and large.
Yeah.
He said there's no comparison, and he said they've been waiting to see when we're going to be back at the market so that they could bring their puppy back up to show it to us, how much she's grown. And she looks like so much like her mom and her dad.
Yeah, she's like the perfect mix because she has, so overall she looks like an Anatolian, but she has the longer hair like her mama, and her coloring is a lot lighter. So she looks like the perfect mix between those two breeds, and she was just so sweet-tempered and well-behaved.
Just like her parents.
Just like her parents. And it really comes down to these kind of breeds, the working dogs, regardless on whether it's a livestock dog or a watchdog or whatever it is. The big education around it is that they need to have a job, and you need to keep them busy because they're smart dogs, and they will get bored if they don't have a job to do.
Yeah.
And they've done a really amazing job with her, and she's absolutely gorgeous. The other thing that happened at market is one of our subscribers came out, and she saw that we were going to be out there, and she had just recently went to an estate sale and got a whole truck full of canning jars. So she had a bunch of them left over, and she thought, well, who to give them to? I know a lady. So she dropped them off with me, and she dropped off like 16 flats of canning jars with me and a bunch of books, and that was just amazing. You know, we talk about community a lot, but those are the things that we're talking about. You know, just being able to help each other out with stuff like that, with teaching each other things. And it was so special of her to stop by and bring this to us. I couldn't even get over myself. That was absolutely amazing.
It was very thoughtful of her to do that for Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole was visiting some other vendors whenever the lady, her name was Donna. Mm-hmm. She came to me and was like, I need to see your wife. Where's she at? She told me, you know, I got all these canning jars, cases of canning jars, not cases of canning jars. And she's like, I've been waiting to meet you guys so that I could give them to your wife. And it was just awesome to see that, you know, she was thinking of Nicole.
Yeah.
She, you know, never met Nicole, but she said she loves following Nicole and watching her canning videos and her gardening. She was like, I'm gonna do this for her, and she's been waiting for Nicole to be there so that she could bless her with these canning jars, and it was awesome.
Really cool. It was really awesome. And I mean, if you have looked at how much canning jars cost nowadays, it's huge. It's a huge investment. So I'm really, really thankful, and that is definitely something that I can pay forward as well when we're doing that canning class up in Dothan. in a couple of weeks. That's coming up. And so that's us going back to market. We'll be there once a month until football season starts again, and then we'll take a break.
Yeah, and lastly, we had a lady come to us, and she told us that she came to the event that we were part of in October that we put on with the Dusty Goat Homestead, and she said that when she came, she drove in from Texas to be part of the event, and when she got here in this area, she drove around with her husband and checked the area out. She fell in love with the area, and her husband decided then that they were going to sell their home in Texas and move to this area because just the community that we have here, and you're right down the road from the most beautiful beaches in the world.
Yeah.
She said, this is where we want to be. And she came on Saturday and told us that, because she came to the event, she found the place where she wanted to live the rest of her life. And just three crazy stories on Saturday, and Nicole,
and that just makes our day.
Yeah, it made it so worth it. Just even if we didn't sell a single thing that day, those three meeting those three people or three families made it worth it right there. And I'll be honest, Saturday morning when the alarm went off at 5:30, and it was time to start loading the truck up and getting everything ready, we talked about, can we just skip it? And then Nicole's like, no, I put it on social media.
We got to be there.
Yeah. Somebody, she's like, we put it out. Somebody might be wanting to come and see us. And I'm always like, it's just us. Ain't nobody coming to see us.
It's not even about that, but I mean, it's not about us. It's about, people. A lot of the vendors out there reach out every now and then, hey, this lady was looking for you and for your products and blah, blah, blah. So it's not so much about us as Hidden Oaks Homestead. It's about the articles that we can put out for sale, because some of those you just can't get anywhere else. I got the camera in my face.
Same talk, new location. Someone's getting a little out of control, so we had to move a little bit. This happens in the barn. So we are out here with the elements, with the sun and the wind and the cows.
No professional lighting, just the sunshine.
And we're at the mercy of Mother Nature out here, so we had to pause it for a second.
Sorry.
And change locations. So last weekend we had to put hay out for the goats, which right now is a pain with the round bales. Loading them with the tractor, because try to stay with me. With the tractor, we got to go through the barn. The hay's in the barn. We got to load it up. Then we got to drive through the north with the cows and into the south, which is cross fencing, to the goats.
Yes.
And Zachary was manning the gate to the south. And when I went through, he didn't get it closed in time. And the cows busted through, and
they got really excited.
Came into the south, and anytime the cows get into the south, they go crazy because it's like being on a field trip.
It's like being released on a new playground.
Yeah.
Because they just looked at it.
Everything's fun and exciting in the south to them because they're stuck in the north all the time.
And if you've ever seen a fully grown cow buck and run and jump, that's scary.
Yeah, it can get wild, and they're doing it because they're happy. They're not being aggressive. They're happy.
But they're big animals.
But they're big. It's not like a couple of bunnies getting excited.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
when you have 6 cows.
How happy they are. It doesn't matter when a 2,000-pound animal comes running at you. I don't care how big that smile is on their face.
Yeah. So I got the hay into the south, and the cows are in the south, and I need to put the hay into the hay feeder. But before I do that, I need to put feed down so that all the animals in the south are distracted. So I asked Nicole I asked her to get me some feed. And she interpreted that as bring it down. I just meant prepare it, and I will come to the barn and get it from you. Well, she sent Amber into the south with the pail of feed.
I did.
not thinking about all the animals in the south that were having the time of their lives.
And already riled up.
So Amber comes walking down with a bucket of feed. And now they're excited because they're in the south, but then they see Amber with feed, and now they're excited because they see feed. They see her coming down with food. So all 6 cows
make a beeline,
take off, and they're sprinting towards Amber,
galloping.
And Amber freezes. She's just deer in a headlight, and I'm like, Amber, run! So she takes off running. With the feed. With the feed.
In the bucket, shaking.
In her hand. So
which that means, come on, go.
She's sprinting with a bucket of feed, and she's shaking it, and they're like, she must want us to follow her. So they take off running after her.
And it was not funny. It was not. It's funny now.
In the moment,
it was not funny.
It was stressful in the moment.
But so we yell at her, let go of the bucket.
Drop the feed.
Drop it and run. So she drops it, and as soon as she drops it, everybody just goes
they all
for the
stopped
feed.
right there.
And she gets out. So nobody got hurt, but it was very scary in the moment. Then of course we had dinner. We had family dinner together, and as we're sitting down having family dinner in peace, we relive and rehash the situation of, okay, what could we have done better? What should we have done differently? And so Amber just she starts talking about it, and she just starts cracking up because it's hilarious when you think about it afterwards. Everybody's safe, everybody's good, everybody's fed. So now we're eating in peace, and she's rehashing the situation, and she is cracking up. So we are cracking up.
And a little bit of backstory. This is not Amber's first time being chased by a cow.
That's not. That's her thing.
When we were overseas, we took a vacation to Austria, and we're hiking the mountains. And the way that Austrians do dairy cows is they let them loose in the mountains.
They just free range.
They just free range them, and then they call them in to milk them, and then they let them back out. We're milking. We're walking through the mountains. We're hiking, and we see this group of cows. And Amber, she was probably 10 years old. She wanted to go pet one.
And now those are fully grown cows. Ours are minis. Now those are big ones.
These are not miniature cows.
No.
These are real life big cows.
Yeah.
And she went up. One was laying down, and she went up with her hand out like it's a dog to try to pet it, and it jumped up. And when it jumped up, she took off running. It didn't really chase her, but we teased her that she got chased by a cow because of the way she took off running. It didn't know what she was, and she started walking up. It stood up, and it scared her, and she took off running.
That was that poor alpine cow just minding her own business.
So for several years after that, we teased Amber about getting chased by a cow, and now on her own farm, Amber's being chased by her own cows.
Oh, goodness, was that scary. But yeah, everybody's safe. Everybody's good. But in that moment, I told Chip, he's got to go.
Yeah, I wasn't scared. I wasn't worried about it because I've had to deal with them when they get excited. And you do have to get out of the way, but they're not aggressively trying to hunt you down and trample you. They're just having fun and want to play. You do need to get out of the way, but they're not trying to hunt you down.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, I mean, it's not like they're aggressive or anything. It's really just it's the size and the excitement, because there's nothing you can do at that point.
If she would have stood there, she might have got knocked over, but they weren't gonna like go after her or hurt her. You know, she might have got knocked over by one.
Well, for all of you experienced cattle farmers, y'all weigh in on this.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Because we're not that. We're not experienced.
We have differing opinions. I think she was fine. In the moment, Nicole thought that we were about to lose our daughter.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. So there's that. Anyway. New Year's resolution. We didn't really make any New Year's resolution, but there's a few changes that we've made. We cleaned out the garage. I don't
know how that's newsworthy.
We are focusing on our health journey again here with being healthier in general. I said originally I'm not going to plant a spring garden. I'm planting a spring garden.
You have to.
I got to.
Just because you get frustrated doesn't mean you quit. You got to plant a spring garden.
Well, I wasn't going to quit, but I still have on the plan that this summer we're going to go to Germany to visit with my mom. We'll see if it works out, but that's still on the plan, and that's prime summer harvesting season. So that kind of gets in the way, but you know what? If necessary, we can always have our friends come over here and harvest food and be done with it. Yeah, just keep it. But at least grow something, because I would be sad if I wouldn't be growing anything. Yeah. So I'm still growing something. I lied.
To yourself.
I lied.
I knew you weren't going to not do a spring garden.
I lied. But yeah, other than that, what else we got going on?
We got to go get hay, so we're going to wrap this one up right now, and we're going to feed these cows.
Wish us luck.
We'll see you guys later.